Today, I'd like to talk about drawing a straight bow. So, when I was growing up, I always got in trouble for not having a straight bow, but now I think maybe I was right about having a straight bow. So, if you think about it, there's only a few places where your arm is sort of in a position and it doesn't change when you draw it. But as you draw it to the frog or to the tip, things change. I mean, it's if you think about your arm and what it can do. I mean, we're drawing a circle here. We're not drawing a square. So when you draw a bow, which is a stick, or which is a straight line, you got to sort of square that circle in a way. So you're basically having to compensate the fact that your arm wants to do a circle, your bow is a straight line, and you want to play on this axis. So what happens is things have got to change. Now the problem is you don't want to change too much because um, the most comfortable way to hold the bow shouldn't really change as you move through the stick. So what you're going to experience is when you get to the tip, your arm's generally going to start to want to follow a circle. And if you try to fight that motion, you're going to have pretty unreliable contact point with your string. So it's just a bit of a reminder that the natural drawing of the bow is a circle. You have to sort of compensate with the fact that you're not dealing with the circle system, you're dealing with the straight system. And it's okay if you're not drawing at a good speed, you're not drawing a bow that is 100% parallel to the bridge. Sometimes you're going to want to start quite off and end quite off in order to be comfortable. And you want to keep this pretty static, I think. There's some violinists that do a lot of change in the course of a bow. I like to keep it pretty quiet on the right hand. With a little bit, it depends on what you're playing. So a passage that is espressivo and slow, you might want to sort of caress the notes at the frog, but at the tip, I mean, there's not much you can do. You can sort of just quiet the bow and then just reverse it. So I'm not playing straight, in my opinion. Here, it's quite off. Out. And then I just let the arm fall where it should, which is a circle. So I think when perhaps at like college level or a little before, when you're getting some advice on drawing a straight bow, I think that's don't let they get to your head too much, because a straight bow is going to drive you crazy. Basically you're going to want the feedback to be, hey, am I putting rosin on the fingerboard, or am I squeaking the bridge? You just kind of want it in a happy spot, but it doesn't really matter if your bow is completely straight. That means your shoulder is sort of behind you and not sort of relaxing down. So I'm letting that with enough rosin, it shouldn't really just sort of skip on down the instrument, but I'm purposely trying to push it out in order to draw a circle. Right there is where you can tell the circle needs to go that way. So if you were to draw a completely straight bow, you'd have to do some strange mechanics in order to kind of keep it straight, and then maybe pitch it down. And that's not very natural. So just embrace the fact that you're a physical being, and there's natural shapes to natural patterns, natural shapes to certain gestures. And don't try to let this thing fight what your body wants to do. There's nothing wrong with drawing more of a strange angled bow if you're in the good sounding point. That's the only thing that really matters, is staying in the good sounding point. So just do what you got to do. If you're a smaller person or a larger person, do what you got to do to keep in that sounding point. If you have uh, a straight bow at one point in the instrument, great. If it's quite crooked and it's on the good sounding point, I think just embrace it.